So another week of this new normal. Last one I'll be doing in this space. So I'm moving this weekend, which is really, really crazy. Hence why it looks a little bit bare, and you can kind of see here where I've set the wallpaper on fire with a candle. That's when that needs to be done before the landlord inspects. Yeah, so funny. I feel like I say this every week, but another funny old week. More kind of developments and things that are going to be racing through people's minds, particularly surrounding pregnancy and our choices as well. I've felt this week really a huge desire to start to bring myself more inward. So trying to avoid too much social media and news and things like that. So that's definitely been something that I've been working on this week, and bring myself inwards and kind of tap into this inner stillness, which I know we've spoken about in previous classes. So the affirmation I've chosen for this evening's class, so it's Feel the Glow affirmation cards. I don't know if anyone has got these or heard of these, but they're really nice. And the one I've chosen as we're having a bit of a heart-centered class this evening is, I don't know if you can see that, but I rest when I need to. I relax and take loving care of my body and my baby. And that's going to, so a little bit of self-care really. And it's going to take shape in many forms. And it's also going to be easier for some of us than it is for others. So second time mums, third time mums, I feel you, I hear you. It's, we've got the added challenge perhaps of trying to find time for ourselves while keeping little ones or big ones entertained at home, and that kind of sense of responsibility for them as well. But kind of just best we can finding time for us, and that time to withdraw from everything that is going on externally, everything that's going on in the outside world, and just bringing ourselves back to us and baby. I think is so important at this time. And it might be that you're doing hypnobirthing, which is a wonderful kind of way of just setting aside some daily practice. But whether it be hypnobirthing, meditation, or just a little bit of quiet each day to turn off from everything else and just really allow yourself to become still and feel what you're feeling, and just have a bit of time to reflect. I think it's so valuable right now. As well as, of course, all the other lovely ways that we can be taking care of ourselves and baby, eating nutritious foods the best we can. And you guys are taking the time this evening to take care of your bodies and your minds as well, but just being really kind of aware that it is going to be needed perhaps more now than ever. Even if we feel that we're spending a lot of time at the sofa and a lot of time at home and we're not at work, just making sure that it's real quality rest. So again, meditation, yoga nidra. There's some great yoga nidra apps out there. There's also one on my website for those of you that are site members. Daily yoga nidra, particularly third trimester, marvelous. So yeah, just making that space for you. So if that affirmation resonates with you, it's a little bit of a wordy one, but you can repeat those. You can maybe take a moment to close the eyes and just repeat those words to yourself. I rest when I need to. I relax and take loving care of my body and my baby. You can, of course, change these words into something that resonates more with you. If that doesn't, but just taking a minute at the beginning of our practice to set a positive intention and affirm those words to ourselves. Or even just holding a feeling or showing some gratitude towards yourself and making the time for you this evening. There's nowhere else you need to be, I can assure you. Nothing else you need to do right now. But just be present with your body, with your baby. And then just allow your attention to shift now to your breath. Take a minute, as we do every week, just to take stock and notice what's going on with your breath, with your body, with your emotions, your mind. And also, for the purpose of this evening's class, maybe what's going on in this space, the space of the heart. You're welcome to place a hand, just one hand or both hands, at the chest, if that feels good, and just drawing a little bit of awareness here. Breathing into this space. Tuning in with your breath, allowing for those shoulders to relax. And just noticing anything that's present. Without any kind of judgment. As the breath begins to settle into a natural rhythm. Just an easy, natural breath. Start to visualize that you're breathing down into the bottom of your heart space, so the bottom of the chest. On your exhale. And taking a nice deep breath in and exhale, really settling into the bottom of that space. Letting those shoulders perhaps relax more and more each time you exhale. allowing that exhale to bring a heaviness, a sense of downward energy. And start to grow this. So from there, if it feels appropriate, placing your other hand on your belly, on your baby. Now starting to, on your exhale, shift your focus down to baby. And as you inhale, shifting your awareness back up to your heart space. So the hands can be placed there just so you can feel your breath perhaps, or perhaps you feel into this connection with baby. You're not worrying if that doesn't feel right for you at this time. You may want to, on your exhale, visualize you sending loving thoughts down to your baby, dropping down from the heart space. And inhaling anything back up from baby to your heart. Maybe they've got some kind of message for you. Even if it's just that you're not alone right now. One more round. And then you might like to release the hands down to the knees, maybe with the palms upturned. Perhaps at this point, it feels good to swap the cross of the legs if you've got the legs crossed, or adjust your seat a little. And we'll just start to just take a few more rounds of breath with the pelvic floor. So inhaling, feeling the sit bones draw together as you feel a lift up through the center of the pelvic floor. So through the birth canal, as you lift up and exhale, release. So just a few rounds of breath here, just really feeling into your base. Allowing a little drawing of the sit bones to start that feeling of lifting up. And it doesn't matter if you don't feel much at all. Simply just bringing your awareness here is enough. One more round. Feeling on that final release, a sense of grounding down. through your base, through your sit bones. And then we'll roll the shoulders. Just up, around and down. Just starting to open this space of the chest. So just continuing making any little intuitive movements that you'd like to make right now. I'm going to shift myself over to my mat. If you have a cushion handy and you're feeling that while in seated postures you'd like a little bit of a lift of the hips, that's quite a nice way to do that, just by popping a cushion underneath. And then taking your hands behind you, interlacing the fingers, and just drawing the knuckles away, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And taking some breaths into this lovely space you've created in the chest. Back to you, just move the nose up and down, free up the neck. And then maybe some little circles with the nose. Taking it one way. And then the other. Or release the clasp of the hands. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, create all this lovely space through the side waist. And then as you exhale, ground down as you bring right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale through center. Exhale, ground down. And we'll just repeat that flow a few times, in time with your own breath. It might feel nice to let that exhale out through the mouth as you twist. Last one. And then from the hands we go overhead, we'll take the left hand down, putting onto the fingertips or onto the palm, and reach over with the right hand. So finding this lovely stretch. Just hugging baby in ever so slightly. Just enjoying this space. Inhaling through center, exhaling, opposite hand comes down. You can take that over towards the right. Feeling those opposing forces, so as you reach over with the left fingertips, feeling a grounding down through the left sit bones. And then bringing it through center. Nice big inhale, and then exhale. And Jali Mudra at the chest. We'll take it forward onto the hands and knees. And we're going straight to cat-cow. So setting up your foundation. Knees underneath the hips, if not a little wider. And hands, fingertips, spread nice and wide under the shoulders, or again, maybe a little bit wider. Inhaling, we round. exhaling, we release. Okay, so opposite way around to what we usually do in yoga. Encouraging that release on your exhale. Inhaling, taking the gaze back towards baby or towards the knee. Exhaling, opening the chest. Taking the gaze a little bit forward. In time with your own breath. And then from here, we're going to start to walk the knees back. Keeping the hips above the knees. And start to lower the chest towards the ground, coming into puppy pose. Or heart to earth pose. Wrapping the triceps around, so we've got some activation in the upper arm. You can do this, of course, with a cushion for the forehead. Keeping some stability in the shoulders. And also drawing baby in and up if you're feeling any tweakiness in the lower back. Inhale back, bringing the knees back to all fours. And just take a few rounds of cat-cow again. So inhaling rounding. Exhaling. We'll come to center. Hugging baby in, finding a really strong foundation in your all fours. And then tuck the toes. Taking the toes, you can take them as wide as the mat, so as wide as you need. Before lifting the hips up into downward dog. The toes are pointing in towards one another. And you're bending the knees as much as feels comfortable. So don't feel that you have to really straighten the legs and compromise this nice length in the spine. Lift the hips up and back, bending your knees enough to get that nice length. You're welcome to drop the knees and come back to all fours, or start to walk your hands back towards the feet and just come and rest on the knees. Gazing down towards the mat. Grounding through the feet as you inhale, the arms reach overhead. And you exhale to the heart center. So finding Tadasana or mountain pose. Just taking your awareness to your feet, if you can still see them. Just ensuring that the feet are nice and parallel. Taking them as wide as you need, so as wide a stance as feels comfortable. You don't have to try and really zip up here. And take a nice wide stance, softening the knees, putting baby in, releasing the shoulders, and just a gentle touch with the chin. So not drawing the chin in towards the chest, but just a little bit of a touch, just so we're getting that lovely length up through the back of the neck, the crown of the head. Okay. So from here, we'll move into a vinyasa with the arm. We'll inhale. Sorry, exhale. We're going to inhale at the chest. And then we're going to exhale, push the heels of the hands away. Inhale. Up towards the ceiling, bringing the hands together. And exhale to the heart. And just repeating that there. So inhaling at the heart. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Nice and solid and grounded through the legs. And just explore this movement through the arms. In time with your breath. One more, just like that. And finishing at the chest, in your Anjali Mudra, prayer mudra. Getting ready to go through some salutation. So we'll inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale through the midline, bend the knees, take the hands to the inhale, round, gaze towards baby. Exhale, release the tailbone behind you. And start to walk it forward, finding downward dog. Or if your energy is on the low side of the evening, you can relax down into hare posture. So just bringing the forearms down, the hips over the knees, and relaxing there. So it's your choice, it's your practice, and I encourage you to listen to your body. We'll meet in all fours. And then step the left foot forward to the outside of the left hand, finding a lunge. Grounding down through the top of that back foot. And then starting to take a little rotation here. You're just opening up that left hip. Opposite direction. And then coming to stillness. Grounding through that front foot and the top of the back foot once again. We'll come up to high lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Let out that breath. So inhaling. Exhaling. Gorgeous. We'll bring the hands down. Get the left foot back to meet the right. And then we'll just take a pause in hare pose and just relax down the forearm. And take some breaths with the pelvic floor here. So just changing our position from what we were in earlier. But again, targeting in the middle of the pelvic floor. So our pelvic floor resembles a diamond shape with the urethra, the urinary tract at the front, the back passage at the back, and the vagina in the middle. So feeling that lift up through the vagina as you inhale and exhaling, releasing just for a few rounds of breath. Take one more. And then make your way to all fours. Finding your lunge on the opposite side, so right foot, step forward. Perhaps the toes come out ever so slightly on an angle. And then we find just a gentle hip rotation. Creating space. I come onto my fingertips here just because I feel like it gives me a little bit more freedom at this stage. Reverse the direction. Allowing that foot to be nice and flexible. And then find some stillness, grounding down through the legs as you lift yourself up, high lunge. Taking baby in. Ready for that flow with the arms. So inhaling, exhaling. One more. Drawing the shoulder blades down. The hands come back. And then either from all fours or from downward dog, we're going to make our way back to the back of the mat. So if you're coming into downward dog, lifting the hips up high, ensuring that the feet are nice and wide, and then starting to walk it back in just the way we came. Sliding the knee. Inhale, scoop the tailbone under. And exhale, release. Down to rise up. And exhale to the heart center. Wonderful. We'll take another round with a couple of variations. Softening the knees. Inhale. Through the midline. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Walking it forward, coming to downward dog or to hair pose. I'm going to drop my knees here and take a more restorative inversion. Both are equally good at creating space in the lower back, taking some of the weight off, and giving baby a little bit of freedom to move around, to let them relax in the hammock of your belly. These are the postures that are recommended. We think that baby might not be in an optimal birthing position. We're meeting all fours. This time the right foot's going to step forward first in our lunge. And we'll shift the hips back in space. Maybe bring our hands closer in towards us and start to bring that front leg towards straight. Just as far as feels comfortable. And so you can feel a sensation in that hamstring. You can come right up onto the fingertips here, or if it feels better, bring yourself up and just allow for this stretch here. Rolling forward back onto that right foot, grounding down as we lift up. And this time, just as you did at the beginning, pulling the fingers behind the back, As you inhale, open up the chest. And just take a few deep breaths there. Let the jaw be nice and soft and relaxed. Bend the elbows, release. Keep the hands back down. Step the right foot back. We'll take the knees wide and start to settle the hips back, coming to a child's pose variation. But what you might want to do, depending on your stage of pregnancy, rather than coming right the way down, you might want to either put a pillow under the forehead or stack the forearms. And just allow yourself to release here. Sending the hips back towards the heels. And slightly changing our position again, we start to inhale, lift the pelvic floor, and exhale, release. Aim to isolate this movement best you can, so we're not holding any tension or engaging other areas of the body when we don't need to. One more round of breath. And come back to all fours. Stepping the left foot forward. Finding that lunge. And just as you did on the opposite side, taking that hamstring stretch. So maybe putting onto the fingertips, maybe coming right the way up, ensuring we're not locking out that knee as well. So bringing a bit of softness there. We wanted to give ourselves plenty of space for bump as well. So we might normally do this posture where the leg is directly out in front of us. I brought mine to the side just to allow for space to go. We'll roll forward. Find our footing. Lift up. Engage the glutes. Engage the core. And then bring the hands around. Opposite thumb on top, perhaps. Squeezing the shoulders together. Bringing out any tension, lifting in the heart space. And a deep breath. Soften the shoulders. Come back down. Stepping it back to all fours. And once again, maybe you lift up to downward dog and walk back. Or maybe you just walk yourself towards the knees and come up. Really up to you. Just making your way to stand. And then standing cat cow. You inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhaling into your mountain pose once more, into your Tadasana. Feeling into your place of steadiness, grounding to the legs, but also feeling a little bit of a lift through the chest. a sense of lightness in the heart space. From here, I'm going to step forward and find some standing postures. So stepping forward with the left leg first of all, just as far as feels comfortable, with the left toes pointing towards the top of the mat. And the right heel is in ever so slightly. So the right toes are coming out on a little bit of an angle. And that angle really depends on what feels best in your body. We're going to come into warrior two. So to do so, I'm going to drop our center down. So try not to lean forward too much, but dropping the center down. And that may be that you need to adjust your legs a little. If you feel really unsteady here, you can bring your legs so they're slightly wider on the mat, or you can bring them in to take a shorter stance. So just setting yourself up so you're lovely and grounded through the legs first and foremost. We'll take the arms out, inhale, exhale, settle the shoulders down. Take the gaze forward over the middle finger. A nice big inhale. And as you exhale, one hand to baby, one hand to heart. Inhale, extend, and bring it in. One more. Leaving the hands here just for a moment or so. Taking a couple of deep breaths. And then we'll start to straighten that front leg. And then come into triangle pose. So inhaling the arms back out. And then sweeping forward, so hinging from the hips as if you're going to grab someone's hand. And then bringing the left fingertips down to rest on the thigh, maybe the shin. Try not push the knee back. We'll keep it fluid here by finding a vinyasa with the arm. Rotating through the shoulder. Finding some nice deep breaths. Moving the arm in time with your breath. And then bringing it back up the way you came. Turning the toes in, and we'll just heel toe a little bit until we can bring ourselves back to the back of our mat. I'm going to switch myself around so I've not got my back to you. We'll do that on the opposite side. So stepping the right foot forward this time. And finding a nice comfortable position with the legs. So the angle of this, we're facing more towards the side of our mat and dropping the hips down, so dropping our center down as that front knee bends. Inhaling, the arms reach out. Exhaling, circling those shoulders down the back. So you've got this lovely lift in the chest even here. Gaze comes over the right middle finger. Feel strong and steady through the legs. These warrior postures are designed to make us feel strong. So inhale and Exhale, one hand to heart, one hand to baby. And try with your breath. Bringing the front leg towards straight, setting ourselves up for triangle. Inhaling arms out. And then taking that hinge, keeping the sides of the waist nice and long before dropping the fingertips down to rest comfortably. Finding a rotation with that left arm now, nice and smooth. Even if we're finding that we're working really hard through the legs, and tapping into this smooth breath and fluid movement to almost lessen the intensity in the lower body, which is really why pregnancy yoga is so wonderful to prepare us for labor and for birth. We're using our breath and we're finding fluid movement. So bring it back up when you're ready. Hands to the hips as we bring the feet together. We're going to transition back down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Standing cat-cow. And then taking it down to the mat. If you're feeling the desire for one last downward dog, go for it. Or make your way to hare pose. Dropping the knees and the forehead to the earth. We'll meet there. Maybe take a little sway through the hips here now. Maybe some little circles. So just finding what feels good in the body. Following our intuition, our instincts. Then we'll bring it back up. You come to sit backwards towards kneeling. But what we're going to do before we go there is we're going to tuck the toes and then start to walk ourselves back. So we're getting a good stretch to the soles of the feet. It can feel quite intense. So if you need to bring your weight forward a little bit, you come onto the hands here and feel free. You might also need to kind of bring out your little toes. And then take some deep breaths. So see if you can lessen the intensity by breathing really deep. One more big breath. And then bring the hands forward. Untuck the toes. Hang on to the tops of feet and just give them a smack. Sorry, Tilly. And then we'll come to sit back on the heels without the toes touched. Okay. So we'll come up to high kneeling. Keep your knees as wide as feels comfortable to be a nice steady base. And then sit ourselves back down, just so we gauge where feels best for the knees to be. We're going to start a flow. So as we inhale, taking one arm up, engaging the glutes as we come to high kneeling, and as we exhale, bring back down. Opposite arm. Giving a little squeeze through the glutes, through the buttocks. We're feeling a lift through the chest. So we don't want to take too much of a back bend here. So keep baby hugged in just a little. And just keep your focus on creating length in the side body rather than a big back bend or half opener. You can feel a little bit of a lift here. Take one more. On the right. And then stay in high kneeling. Bring the hands to the lower back. So maybe you can have the fingertips pointing up the back. Maybe it feels best than pointing down. Rolling the shoulders back in their socket. And just finding a little bit of a lift through the chest here. So this is a variation of camel pose in yoga. But again, we don't want to overstretch the front body. So we're keeping it nice and neutral and just feeling that lift through the chest more than bringing a big curve into the lower back and mid back. For those of us that are running out of space, it might feel nice just to create a little bit of lift here. And you can take some really deep breaths. And we'll bring the bum back down. You come to sit. With the legs wide. You might have a cushion handy just to give our hips that little bit of a lift. And the reason why I say this is because often, especially when as we get to the later stage of pregnancy, we can find that we're encountering some rounding when we come to these seated postures. So a cushion can give us a little bit of a lift to create that lovely length. With the positioning of our spine, our pelvis, can have an effect on how babies when we sit as well, how babies are going to be positioned in the room. So creating as much space as possible here. So from here, once you feel comfortable and we're sitting up nice and tall, we'll take the left leg in, so bending at the left knee, bringing the sole of the foot towards the right inner thigh. And we'll inhale and reach the left fingertips up towards the side. And exhale, just take a little side bend. And reaching over towards the right foot. Just as we did at the beginning, feeling that counter by grounding down to the left sit bones. And inhale brings us up. Bring the right foot in, finding Baddha Konasana, or cobbler's pose. And it's up to you as to whether the heels come quite far away from the body or further in. You'll find a different sensation in the outside, dependent on where your feet are positioned. So have a play. We'll just take some rotations here. So opening through the chest as we come forward with the front of the pelvic bowl. And finding a little bit of rounding through the spine as we come to the back of the pelvis. And we'll send it the opposite way around. Start to make your circle smaller, so come back into a place of center, spiraling into the center. Put your hands behind you, give your chest a lift. And then maybe just leaning into the hands a little. Not a fold per se, but just taking your gaze down to your feet. An opportunity for a little bit of self-care. Let's give our feet a nice rub while we're here. Massaging down the arches of the feet. And then some little circles. Taking the time to gently rotate and squeeze each toe and turn. And then working down the arch towards the heel. A little bit below. When you've had enough, we'll bring the left leg out. The right sole of the foot in towards the left thigh. Take a nice big inhale as you reach the right fingertips up. And exhale, find your first step. Maybe tucking the chin ever so slightly, bringing more length to the back of the neck. And an inhale brings us up. And take opportunity before we head into our meditation for the evening. So if there's anything else at all that your body is craving right now, any movement, any stretch that you'd like to make in order to prepare yourself to come to a bit of stillness, you 100% have my permission to do what you need to do. It doesn't mean that you can settle into a comfortable position. So you're more than welcome to take this meditation lying down on your left side. If you've got some cushions handy, you might pop one between your knees, coming down to lie on your left and popping one between your knees and one underneath your head. Maybe you've even got a blanket that you'd like to pop over you at this time. Or maybe you'd like to pop on some more layers. So just taking advantage of the fact that we're at home and getting ready with all our comfies. I've done a couple of my teacher's classes this week with my big maternity pillow, which has been amazing. So just grab whatever you need. Snuggling down. Of course, if it does feel better seated, you can pop your cushion underneath your hip. Find a nice position with the leg. So whatever you've chosen, wherever you are, closing the eyes once again. And just allowing yourself to drop into this space. And back to your breath. And using your breath as a tool for relaxation. Feeling each exhale drops you down into relaxation. Allows for the muscles of the body to relax, letting go of any holding. Using your exhale to allow you to release deeper and deeper into a place of relaxation and stillness. With your in-breath, perhaps you feel a little sense of lightness in that space of the chest, the heart center. And as you exhale, you relax deeply. As you inhale, you feel a lightness, a little spark, an awakening at your heart. Invoking a feeling of love. It's quite natural during challenging times to feel our heart space close off. And we're just bringing an awakening, gentle, awakening to the chest, to the heart space, reminding our heart and stay open. So we're able to show love to ourselves and to others. It's so needed at this time. Start to practice now a metta meditation, a variation of a metta meditation, which is a loving kindness. As you relax here, I'm going to ask you now to bring yourself to your mind. Bring a feeling of self to your mind and to your heart, your whole self, exactly as you are. Just hold yourself gently, feeling a sense of love for yourself at your heart space. I'm going to extend some wishes of loving kindness towards yourself. Repeating the phrases slowly and steadily. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Repeating these phrases to yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Sending these wishes to yourself. Noticing what emotions, particularly feelings of love and kindness. Noticing what comes up when you extend those wishes towards yourself. And then allow for that feeling, that image of self to gently fade. So now bring to mind an image of your baby. If you've got older children, you involve them in this image too. Holding your baby or your babies in your mind and extending the wishes to them now. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Holding them gently in your mind, in your heart, and sending these wishes to them. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Again, most things, anything that comes up, you should do so. Feeling the sense of warmth at your heart space as you hold them. And then expanding your awareness and compassion a little bit further to accompany all the women in our circle, in our local community, friends, family members, extending the same wishes to them. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And grow our awareness even more now to take in all pregnant women around the world right now. All of us worldwide going through the same experience. A sense of global awareness as you now send those wishes, kindness, compassion, and love to all those women. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And finally, encompassing all of those people, including yourself, repeating one final time. May we be safe. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live with ease. Let that image fade, but keep that sense of loving kindness with you. And just start to breathe perhaps a little bit deeper. Feeling once more that sense of lightness in the chest as you inhale. And feeling that movement of the chest as you draw breath into the lungs to start to ripple throughout your body as you make any little wiggles, movements in your body to bring yourself round. Equally, if you'd like to rest a little bit longer, you have my permission, as always, to turn off the video to leave the meeting now. And I'll allow you to rest there. I'm going to sign off now, guys, just by sending you all my love. Wishing you all the best. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Namaste.